What's going on, everybody? My name is Anti-Problematic, and today we're going to be going over counter picks and counter plays to King Arthur. Now, before I really get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to keep up with any updates, I'll be linking the Discord chat in the description below. Now, I'm only going to be naming the top 3 along with one honorable mention, but at number 3, we're going to be talking about Jormungandr. Now, me personally, I think this matchup is pretty even. However, I can understand why people would pick this character to fight King Arthur, because he fights him very, very well. Two big reasons why is because, one, King Arthur can't use his hardest hitting ult, and since he also can't use his knockup, he can't stop Jormungandr from always pumping out some damage. Not to mention, this character does also clear just as well as him. My friend here is actually going to be showing you how this fight works. So as you can see, he can't actually stop me from attacking him, and I'm always going to be able to pump out damage. And then the second he ults, you can ult back to get some free damage going. All in all this matchup really comes down to is who builds better. But in a nutshell, Jormungandr does fight this character very, very well, at least up until late game, because I feel like at late game this character does start to struggle a little bit if King Arthur does build more damage. All right, now we're going to be going on to number 2. All right, at number 2 we're going to be talking about Knox. Now, Knox counterpicks a lot of people simply because of this big bubble she has here, this big silence. And King Arthur does struggle against people with really hard CC moves, and Knox's cooldowns are actually very strong to deal with this. All in all, though, you're not really going to be seeing Knox in solo lane that much. More often than not, you're going to be seeing her in support. But this character does counterpick King Arthur very well, and let me go ahead and show you an example of why. As you can see, it's harder for King Arthur to catch up, and all you have to do is just keep playing back. This is basically where you're going to be at with Knox the whole time. I'm not the greatest Knox player, so forgive me if I missed him. So, as you can see, it's very hard for King Arthur to get a hold on Knox, especially if she builds cooldowns. And this big silence enforces the fact that King Arthur can't really do anything. We're going to be doing an honorable mention with Cullen. Now, this matchup is a little strange. Cullen does have to be close to transforming to really fight King Arthur, but Cullen does have this one here that has anti-heal already built into the kit, and all Cullen really has to do is put on 1 or maybe even 2 more cards of anti-heal to really deal with this matchup. Also, since Cullen has his big form and has an abundance of moves as well, it's harder for King Arthur to avoid damage from this character. Along with the fact that this character, Cullen, pumps out a lot of damage, and he has natural tankiness. This matchup is pretty 5-5, but King Arthur does have an easier time about it, and the other Cullen does have to play a little bit smarter to deal with it. Along with the fact that Cullen's third ability does have evasion properties on it, so Cullen can actually outplay King Arthur at the right times, but he does have to think a little bit more. So let me go ahead and show you how this matchup would usually go. Alright, as you can see, the matchup is pretty 5-5. I think I just had a better build than my friend here, but these characters can actually go toe-to-toe for a lot of reasons. But now, without further ado, we're going to be going on to the number 1 character that counterpicks King Arthur. Alright, at number 1, the guys that counterpick King Arthur is going to be Artio. Now, the thing about King Arthur is that most of his damaging moves come from him moving himself, such as his yellow 2, his and both of his third abilities. And RDO just counterpicks the crap out of him because of her second ability, this cripple right here. Now, if you didn't know, this cripple lasts for 6 seconds at max ranks, 4 seconds at level 1. And she actually takes away 25% of anybody's power within it and increase it, and she has a stun, a really big stun. So all she has to do is run at King Arthur, pop this, hit him with every ability, and the second this cripple is over, switch and stun. And that's it. And by the time that King Arthur can actually do anything, he's lost over half of his health. Not to mention, this character still does an absurd amount of damage, along with being able to decrease physical and magical protection. So even if King Arthur builds protections against her, she'll still hit him fairly hard. Now, as far as counter building and counter playing King Arthur, there's only 2 things you really need. 1, heavy amounts of CC, aka RDO's cripple and RDO's stun. You need abilities that can get rid of his protections, or items that can get rid of protections. And the number 1 thing you need against King Arthur is to build anti-heal. Now, King Arthur abuses the crap out of Glad Shield, as I have mentioned in my first video. And as long as you have anti-heal and those 2 things, you can deal with this character fairly decently. As usual, if you like the video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, I'm going to be leaving my Discord link in the chat below. Shout out to my friend One Wolf. I'll also be putting a link to his channel in the description. And without further ado, I will see you guys next time.